Hello, saviors. Welcome to this reading. So, this is for the 144,000 as spoken of in the prophecy. We are the ones that's going to save the people and the planet from this nightmare that we are currently experiencing. Okay, the animals, the plants, we are being called to do it by the grace and authority of God, okay? Of the Creator, the Allah, the Buddha, the Jesus, the Rastafari, whatever it is that you call it, the divine, okay? I invited a friend with me on set today to add some pizzazz. So let's all say hello. All right, so to the healers of the earth, of creation, of the universe, let us see, what does God want to tell us at the moment? Because you guys know that we are the ones who have to fix this, right? Some other people messed it up, but you know we're the ones who have to fix it. So if you weren't sure, know that we're the ones who have to fix it. God is not going to appear from where it is to come and fix our mess. Our fellow brothers and sisters, they did it. And now it's either we allow them to continue to do the nonsense and doom us all, or we get up and stop them. Save them from themselves and save us from them. That's how this works. So wherever you're positioned, wherever you are stationed, whether you're in the private sector, whether you're a part of the government, whether you're hiding under a rock somewhere, it's time. The madness has gone on for long enough. And can I just say, as time goes on, there's going to be a whole avenue. There's going to be a whole avenue of new jobs opened up because of the mess that our fellow brothers and sisters have created. Okay, so if you've been down and out for a long time, you won't be down and out for much longer. So it's time to start to spring into action so that you can get to your station, get to your position, and fulfill your purpose in the healing process of creation. Doesn't matter where you've been, what your life has looked like. If you're being called, you will feel it, you will know. Okay, the events of your life all led up to this point. There's a reason why your life was as it was. You had to learn. Okay, life itself is the highest university of them all. So naturally, God was preparing us all our life to handle this. My station, my position is to tell you of the oligarchy, to tell you that they do exist, to tell you of some of their tricks, okay, make you aware. My station, my position, my role is also to help you to heal yourself, help humanity to heal. That's why I do the tarot readings and stuff like that. And that's on the grander scale. There are other jobs that we do on a smaller scale because we affect people's lives no matter where we go, just because of who we are and how we are. Okay? We make a difference in people's lives. So it's important for us to start to be ourselves. Okay? And let the universe, God, whatever it is, that whatever higher power you believe in, let it guide us to who and where and what we're supposed to be doing right now to heal creation for everybody, even the people who fucked it up. One more time. So we're gonna need a lot of psychologists. Hello. We're gonna need a lot of psychologists. We're gonna need a lot of like nurses. We're going to need a lot of life coaches. We're going to need people who are here to help clean up the ocean, the plants, make sure that the plants survive, the ones that are in extinction. We have a lot of work to do. Okay. How is this feeling? Okay. God said do it some more. All right. But yeah. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We need the computer geniuses. We need everything. The garbage collectors. We need the chefs. We need the nutritionists to help us to take care of our health. The fitness instructors to help us to stay strong and able-bodied. We need the DJs so that we could take a time out and go to some good parties until it's time to get back on the battlefield again. Okay, we need a lot. So everybody need to find their station and act accordingly. Let's make this thing work, because we were built for this. We've been trained all our life for this. So if you didn't understand why your life was the way it was, it's because it's a training ground for what your life is about to become. So by now you should be an expert at whatever it is that life had been engulfing you in. It was your training. So what did you learn? Were you paying attention? I hope so. Yeah, we are needed right now. Healing is necessary right now. It's time for us to start. Okay, I feel like one more this time. I think we're ready this time. Okay, so we've got reevaluate your priorities. Exactly, it's time for the healing to start. So what have you been putting at the top of your list of important things to do and important people to see, of important goals? It's time to reevaluate what you deem as most important and who you deem as most important. Some things may stay in the same place that you currently have them, but some things may need to be either moved up or down the list. So it's time to reevaluate our priorities, okay? And I would imagine it starts with us. So make sure that you're okay. That means if you got anybody in your life that's making your life miserable, it's time to get rid of them. If you're too far away from God, it's time for you to draw closer to God. If you don't like your own company, it's time for you to start to love your own company. Okay? And stuff like that. If you're lagging behind in any of the knowledge of the things that you are about to get involved in, it's time for you to hit the books, start to study, do more hands-on work. Okay? Reevaluate your priorities. If you like to argue and you know that it will suit you better to be friends with people then it's time for you to stop arguing so much and speak to people with some kindness and consideration. Build bonds, not boundaries and borders. Okay? Yeah. So anyway, let's see what the message is. Yeah, retreat. So there are some people, places, things, thoughts, ideologies, philosophies, cultural practices that you need to get away from. Okay? So anything that's hindering you from being able to operate at your fullest potential, it has to go. Because right now, this is priority. It's about the healing, not only of the people, but of ourselves. So it's time to not play around with people and their foolishness. Okay? We don't have no time or energy to dedicate to the nonsense. We got better things to do. The underlying issue is be decisive. So when you cut these things, people, places, ideologies, cultural practices, and so on out of your life, do not be wishy-washy. If you're doing the right thing, you're doing the right thing. For you to be wishy-washy is to delay yourself and create an environment for you to argue with yourself in the future. You'll be disappointed in yourself. So you need to put on your hard ass. You need to become the beast within to a certain extent. So we have a beast meter and a beauty meter. Because as you know, this is the beauty and the beast collective. We are beauty when we need to be, and we are beastly when we need to be. So right now I feel like it's about finding that balance between being our beauty and being our beast at the same time. So the question is, which side of us do people get? It depends. It depends. But we're never too far away from giving you the beauty side. We're not too far away from giving you the beastly side. Because we need to get rid of anything and anyone that is standing in the way of us being our best self. Time to stop the fuckeries. The people who are destroying this planet and destroying our lives, destroying our happiness, they are not playing around. Why are we? So God is saying it's time to reevaluate your priorities. What is important to you? So we got be decisive, make a plan, and be open to love. So they are the two energies. So these are the two energies. This is your beastly energy when you're decisive, like my yes is a yes and my no is a no. And being open to love, that's the beauty energy, where if they're complying, then we have no problem. Beauty and beast. And God also wants us to correct any mistakes. So don't be afraid to say you're sorry. Don't be afraid to apologize if you've done something wrong. Don't be afraid to acknowledge your imperfections and make them right. We are healers. We are not destroyers. So let's not destroy our relationships. Let's not destroy our potential for peace and love and prosperity, because that's what we're aiming for. And that can only be had when we are willing to admit when we're wrong as well. Okay? So don't hesitate. Do not hesitate. Think things through. Okay? We are not perfect, okay? Exactly. Admit your vulnerabilities. Like I said, we are not perfect. But we can do our job, so don't get it twisted. We may be a little bit, but we could do our shit. We know what the hell we're doing. We were built for this. Okay? It's just like when they show you a movie with angels and the angel like has a drinking problem. They have a drinking problem, yeah, but they do what they do. Okay? So admit your vulnerabilities, admit your imperfections, and work through them. Don't let them stop you. Yes, I know I curse. I say what they call bad words. Yes, I do. And it works for me. It doesn't make me any less of an angel. It doesn't make me any less of a healer. It doesn't make me any less effective. It doesn't make me any less of a great communicator. But it works for me. It keeps me balanced because they truly are sentence enhancers. If I say fuck, then you know it's something serious. So listen to how I use them and just know that it works for me. If it's offending you, I apologize. But it works for me. It gets the frustration out. Okay, so please bear with me. Right, so that's the first message. It's time to, oh, look what was coming next. Be true to yourself. Exactly, I can't help it. Look, live your soul, not a role. Exactly. So it's like nobody's gonna like all of who you are, but at the end of the day, it's most important for you to be true to yourself. Do not let anybody tweak you so much that you no longer recognize yourself. You can no longer free flow. Right now, it's important for us to flow freely, especially dealing with the level of corruption and challenges that life has for us right now. Even if you're a psychiatrist and you choose to be one that say bad words, if it work for you, let it work for you. If you're getting the job done, then be known as that. It's what they call it. You're a bespoke psychologist. Okay? What's the other word? You're an eccentric one. You know what I'm saying? Do not let this society teach you how to be you. It's important for you to be yourself right now. Be in your comfort zone. Let people accept you for who you are. Okay? It's time to stop the nonsense. Right. Because if you're an artist, you can only perform your best work when you're being yourself. We are artists. We are artists of healing. Assume your authority. Make apologies where you need to. And keep it pushing. However God made you, just know that you will be perfect for the people who are destined to come to you. Like they say, build it and they will come. Those who do not resonate with your energy, they're not supposed to come. You're not supposed to be helping them. There are people out there who speak their language and who are similar to them, and they are the ones that they should be able to go to and get along with fine. Your people who are going to be resonating with you is going to love you for exactly who you are. So don't shift up your whole personality just because you think that that's who you should be. You already know who you should be. Who you feel to be is who you should be. And if there's a part of you that you feel guilty about, then perhaps you should not be that part. That needs changing. Okay? But you are who you are, and God made you perfectly who you are, because God knows who you need to be able to create the changes and have the kind of effect that we need to have right now. If you talk ghetto, it's because you're meant to be able to connect to people who are from the ghetto. Don't try to talk all proper, because you'll be fake. You will not be as effective as you should be. Be yourself. If you feel you should be talking proper, then speak proper. For example, one more time. At the bottom of the deck, step out of your comfort zone. It's time to get to work. You're playing it safe, you're playing it safe, you're playing it safe. Playing it safe is what got us in this mess in the first place. We don't give no pushback to those who are trying to destroy our happiness and our peace of mind. Those who are trying to destroy the planet. Those who are destroying our lives and our health. We don't give them no pushback. Why? Because we're trying to keep the peace. We were not created to keep the peace. We are created to create the peace. This is not peaceful. This is not something to be comfortable with. The way that the world is right now is nothing to be comfortable with. Okay? Confidence is your key to success. Exactly. Know who you are. Know who you're working with. You are an angel on earth. You are a prophet or prophetess. You are a chosen one. You were chosen to do whatever it is that life has been handing you all this time, that you've been fighting against. That is your station. That is your mission. You were being trained. That's what that was. So now you know the ins and outs of whatever subject that is that you've been dealing with for the most of your life up until this point. That's where you're going to shine. God was preparing us all this time without our knowledge. That's why I have been so tormented by this secret society group, is because I am here because that's my station. I'm here to do what I need to do where they are concerned. That's my station. What have you been dealing with all your life? That's how you know what you're supposed to be handling in this time. Have you been working with the environment all this time? Have you been working with alcoholics all this time? Have you been working with domestic violence all this time? Have you been working with sexual orientation confusion? Have you been working with the sea? Have you been working with air, things about the air, the environment, whatever it is that life just kept throwing at you? That was what you were training for. It was your training. What do you have a passion for? What do you feel called to? That's where your authority is. That's your divine station. That's your divine purpose. That's your divine post at this time. Because I feel that we have more than one divine purpose in life. But right now, all that we've been through is brought us to this point because it was training us to handle exactly what we've been through. So we've done the studies, we've suffered, and now it's time to take action. Because now we're professionals on the subject. Okay? I could tell you about the secret society and how they have been trying to manipulate us into thinking we're crazy, how they manipulate us into working against each other, how they manipulate us into creating fear within us, so that once they create that fear, we then give them control because it's like, okay, I give up. No, I wasn't born to give up to them. I was born to be their opposition. I was born to dismantle and disintegrate them. And that's the reason why they can't understand me, because most people would just crumble and give in. I wasn't created to do that. And that's why I stand so strong, even with all the challenges, all the injustices that they fling on me. I've been trained to take care of this. What have you been trained to do? God wants you to know that confidence is your key to success. So do not doubt yourself. You went through all that because you were learning. If you went through sexual abuse, it's because you were learning so that you can help other people now to go through and overcome these things. There's so many things that life has put on our plate just constantly. It wasn't to break us, it was to make us. See it from the right perspective. You overcame because you are naturally an overcomer. And you are an overcomer because other people need you to help them to overcome. So your mess becomes your message. And that message then put money in your pocket so that you can enjoy life. You can enjoy life without money, but with money, so many other possibilities open up to us. Let us be honest. So the underlying issue, a new romantic cycle begins. So you're going to be in love with life again. You're going to be in love with your purpose. The same thing that you've hated all your life, you're going to actually become, if not fully in love, definitely to some degree in love with it, because you see the silver lining in the dark cloud, as they say. You see? Silver lining. You see the silver lining. You see the beauty in the ugliness. And it's going to please you to help other people to see the beauty in the ugliness. Help them to become their best self once again. So yeah, you're going to fall in love, and you're going to help other people to fall in love with life and creation again. So God wants you to meditate and contemplate. So that's talking about getting your mind in the right place, and you helping others to get their mind in the right place as well, because it is a time for healing. Exactly. It's as simple as that. You've already overcome because you were created to. God was with you all along. God had absolutely no intention to make you fail when it comes to the struggles that you were in, because God knows how it wants to use you. So whenever you felt weak, God would always carry you, or provide someone to carry you, provide a situation to strengthen you again. Why? Because you're blessed and highly favored. So when the healer needs a healer, the creator of healers is there. So God never intended to make you fall from grace. You are always in good hands, and you will forever be in good hands. So let your confidence shine through. Straighten up yourself. Straighten up your back. Straighten up yourself. Breathe. Know you're great. Be great. Okay? Start to construct. If it's a business, start to construct your business whereby you can use what you've learned to help those who will start to gravitate towards you. You have exactly what they need. You are perfect. If you feel something within you is perfect, it is perfect. If you feel something within you needs a little tweaking, it needs tweaking. But live your soul, not a role. Because whatever is comfortable within you is perfect for what God is about to do with you. Like I use the example of me using curse words. It's perfect. Okay? Time for healing, and it's a time for action. It's time to take action. It's time to get on our grizzy. Yeah. Balance spirituality and practicality. Exactly. So if you need to start a business, you've already gone through all the spiritual lessons. You could talk this thing inside and out. You could write a book on whatever it is that you've gone through and dealt with. Why? Because God was making you a student at that time, so you can now become a teacher. So you have mastered it. You have elevated. Just imagine the first person to write a book on psychology. They didn't just get the information from nowhere, or mathematics. Just choose any subject. The first person to write a book on this subject had to have been interacting with that subject. They had to have been interacting with the emotions, how the mind works when it's being traumatized, everything that goes with that area. They had to have gone through it and then found the confidence to write about their experience. Because they could have just curled up in a corner and felt like, why is life so unfair? And do nothing with that knowledge. But they didn't choose to. They overcame and they wrote about it so someone else can now learn from their experience. You see? The first person who started being fashionable, I would imagine they made a lot of mistakes when it comes to trying to create clothing. And they probably looked at it and had the confidence to say, you know what? This isn't regular, but this looks good. Okay? And thereby fashion was born. So some of you are meant to be fashionistas. Because like I said, we need DJs, okay? In all this healing of the earth that we're doing, we need people to give us some fun times too. So we need people that make theme parks and people who do like circus shows and shit like that, so we can have a time out, okay? Sometimes we need a time out just to have some fun, and then we can get back to business. So in all this healing that we're doing of the nation and of ourselves, let's remember to have some fun in between. So don't get it twisted. Some of this 144,000 are meant to be the comedians and the event planners and the what else? The DJs and the singers and the musicians. All of them are here to do the same work because everybody fit where they fit. They're just as important as the cleaners and the cooks and the teachers and the nurses and the psychologists and the lawyers. You understand? The big brothers, big sisters, the guardians. You understand what I'm saying? So everybody, don't put yourself down and think that God isn't talking to you. God is talking to you exactly. Don't see yourself through the eyes of the people who teach us how to think in society. See yourself through your own eyes. Because most comedians, when they tell their parents they want to be comedians, they're shut down. They're like, why you want to be a comedian? That's not a career. Of course it is. Do you know how healing going and sit down and just listening to a few jokes for an hour or so is? Or even 20 minutes. It's very healing. Okay? It's a great job. And if you take a look at comedians with a microscope, you'll see that these people, the way how their mind works is very special. It's very special. And you know what I noticed too? A lot of them seem to suffer from depression, because a lot of them go through hardships and they found their escape through comedy. So these were people who choose to see the brighter side of life in spite of whatever is going on. And that's why some people might see them as insensitive, when all it is a coping mechanism, not only for them, but also for other people like us. They're showing us the lighter side, the brighter side of our ugly situations. That is incredible to me. So yes, they are very important. They are as important as the soldiers. They are as important as the police. They are just as important as the doctors, the psychologists. So do you and be you and fit where you fit. Okay? You are one of the 144,000. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. If you're a mechanic, when you fix people's cars, you make them happy again. Okay? If you even design cars, like when customized cars, you bring happiness. If you bring happiness to people, then you are one of the 144,000. And let me tell you something else. Some of the 144,000s are actually assassins as well. So don't get this thing twisted. We fit the full spectrum, beauty and beast. So don't think that because you've killed somebody or something that God has not called you. Stop fooling yourself. Some people need to get deleted, and that's what you're there for. Know that. Right. The same way the evil people have their goons that will traumatize people, is the same way the side of the 144,000, sometimes you need to be cruel to be kind. You need to be dark to let the light shine through sometimes. So yes, God called you too. You are one of them, or one of us. There's a time for war and there's a time for peace. That's how they've been conquering us for all this time, because we are always about this peace, 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 love and light. Fuck that. Life is about balance. Sometimes. I know that was a weak roar, okay? That's why I wasn't meant to roar like that. I meant to roar like this. You hear the bass in my voice? Yeah, I meant to roar like this. This is where I shine. That wasn't my shining, okay? Those who are meant to properly roar, I'm talking to you. I just want you to know that sometimes we need the roarers to step forward to bring the balance, okay? I'm roaring like this. That's why, hear how I talk with authority? Yeah. This is me on my position, at my station, at my post. When I try to be somebody else, it don't come out right. That shit sounded weak. Yeah, that's not cute. That was an embarrassing roar, but you get what I'm trying to say, okay? When you hear the real roars roar, trust me, you know that they're serious. You won't be laughing at them, I'll tell you that. That was weak. That was absolutely terrible. Roar. I need to practice my roar. Just in case. Oh, when people make me really mad, yeah, it comes out nice and sweet. Like, you can hear and feel the power in it. But right now, shit ain't happening. No. That's not my turf. 2 more times. Okay. That one was hard to find. Interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we got some guilt. And this card says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. So, if you're thinking or feeling anything that's not helping you to feel good about yourself, then you need to release that belief. Because like I said, sometimes God needs some soldiers too. Even if you've done bad things in the past, God was training you because you probably need to do some more bad things in the future. Because sometimes that's the only language that bad people understand. So get in where you fit in. Let it go. You are who you are. For a reason. A divine purpose. Isn't God the same God that destroyed the whole of Sodom and Gomorrah with fire? Was it fire? Or something? Or water? Wasn't God the same God that did that? Wasn't God the same God that tell Joshua and them to kill everybody, man, woman, cat, dog, fowl, don't leave nobody or nothing living on the land? People need to see God for what God truly is, you know. Because when good things happen, we like to give all glory and power to God, and when bad things happen, we don't want to give that to God. God is the author of good and evil. God didn't make any mistakes. Yeah. It is what it is. When the tsunami come and drown a whole bunch of people, God allow it to happen. Anything that happen, God allow it to happen. God can stop anything from happening. But at the end of the day, God gave us choices as well. God gave us the gift of discernment, thought. God gave us the element of confidence. God gave us all the tools that we need to make the decisions that we need to make. But God is not about to mollycoddle us. We are properly functioning adults because God took the time to make us into that. We are not emotional beings. We have the power to control our emotions rather than allow our emotions to control us. We have the power to control any urges that we have rather than allow them to control us. We're supposed to live with purpose. When we bad for a good cause. And God saw that it was good. Because sometimes you need to fight fire with fire. Let go of the guilt. It's either get or be gotten. It's either delete or be deleted. You understand me? Let go of the guilt. Everybody fit where they fit in the grand scheme of things. Everybody is not meant to be sitting like this and helping people to come to peace. Some of us are built for war. Some of us love the smoke. Admit it to yourself. That's your post. Look at that. Regret. Forget about it. Don't live with no regrets. Do the right things for the right reasons. And say, fuck it. It is what it is. Keep it moving. It's either delete or get deleted. It's either maim or get maimed. So the first card that comes out, we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Hello? And then we have trust. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Do what you gotta do and move on. As a matter of fact, whistle as you walk away. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. If you don't do it, who is going to do it for you? And why should they? Who is going to do it for them? Take responsibility and have no regrets. Do what you gotta do and don't feel no way about it, because you did the right thing for the right reason. Simple. It says, I know that I cannot change the past. Let this shit go. Regret, fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Let's read on and see what's happening at the underlying issue. Then we got friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. And surrender. I can release my need to control. So we got health, trust. Let's see what this is saying. Regret, fear. Okay. So God is saying, don't not do what you're supposed to do and then regret being in fear. That's what I'm getting from this. Because you need to honor the physical vessel that enshrines your soul. And you need to accept that your inner voice will always guide you correctly. So if you choose to live in fear instead, you will regret it. Friendship, acceptance, surrender, service, perseverance. You see that? And growth. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be showing it to you. Surrender, service, perseverance. When you need to persevere something, it's because something is hard. And growth. Then we have abundance of balance. To your happiness, exactly. It's all about your discipline and your self-esteem, respect for yourself, bringing peace to yourself. So you need to do whatever you need to do for your own honor. Okay? I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul, and that means not allowing yourself to be abused by anyone. That's what this is saying. So God is saying, don't neglect to do what you don't neglect to do what you have to do out of fear. Okay? And then be unhappy when things don't work out how it should. You need to do what you need to do to protect the physical vessel that enshrines your soul, the soul of your children, the soul of your family, the soul of everybody that you love. So this is why we do what we do. So we are going to have to step on some toes sometimes. And heads may have to roll sometimes. Sometimes you have to speak the truth to people. Ruffle feathers. So God says, if you want to live a life where you're going to be afraid to make the moves that you need to make in order to bring peace to yourself, your body, your environment, then I don't want to hear it. It's hard, but it's not impossible. God says, I don't want to hear it. God has given us everything that we need to do what we have to do. These people that are destroying us, they're doing what they have to do. Who is supposed to come and save us? Tell me that. If it's not us that are supposed to be putting in the effort to make things right, who the hell is supposed to come? Listen, yeah. You people can do what you want to do. I'll be over here on my post doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Stepping on toes and making heads roll. Okay? So who don't like me, just don't like me. At the end of the day, I am happy with myself. I am at peace with myself, knowing that I've put my best effort forward to ensure that I defend my honor. I look after what I need to look after so that my daughter can have a good life. And those who are close to me, anybody that around me that I love and I care about and who shows me love, I do what I need to do to make sure that they have a reason to celebrate life. Be happy for life. Enjoy living life. We have to create that type of environment for ourselves and our loved ones. Nobody's going to do it for us. And by our example, we will then spark that fire in them to want to put in the same effort. And then what that does is create an effective community of people. So now not only are you putting in the effort, but because you've manifested that it is possible, it then sparks that energy of possibility within them, and then they start to put in their work. That's how you build a strong team, a strong community. It starts with us. It's not our job to build dependence. It is our job to build independence. Everybody in your team, everybody around you should be strong. So that if anybody fall, there's so many choices as to who you can depend on to help hold you up. Because we all fall sometimes. It's like if you're the one who makes the money in the house, if you're the only one making the money in the house, if you can't make money, nobody else get money. But if you train your children how to make money, your wife or husband making their own money, then if you can't make any money, you have all these choices of people that you can depend on. Now let's use the example of a strong mind. You are the one with the strong mind in the house, and nobody else is of a strong mind. Everybody look to you for advice and, to get their mind right. Now, when you are down, and sometimes life will put you down, who do you depend on to help to pull you up? But if you train your people to be of a strong mind, then when you're down, you'll have so much wisdom and encouragement around you that you'll be back up on your feet in no time. You understand what I'm saying? It's for us to create the type of reality we need around us. We're here to build. We're not here to act as gods and want to be what's the word? Worshipped. It's not about us being worshipped. It's about us being appreciated and valued. Okay? Not worshipped. We build the type of family and the type of friends and the type of neighborhood that we can also value and appreciate. You understand what I'm saying? Let's bring you the last message that God wants to tell you at this time, or tell us at this time. This is my message too. So God is telling me, Chanel, if you need to kick somebody's ass, do not hesitate to kick their ass. It's for a good cause. Because sometimes that's the only language that people understand. Reciprocate their energy. If that's what needs to be done, do not hesitate. I will empower you. Bust some gently moves on them. Don't take no shit from nobody. And don't be afraid to suffer for what is right too. When you're afraid to suffer, you're conquered already. Some missions are gonna be easier than some. Some of them are gonna call for a lot more out of you. Like me. I stood my ground with the secret society and now they're evicting me. Okay. But the thing is, I agree. I want to leave too. So although I don't know where the hell I'm going to go and live, and when it comes to my work, I have to start from the bottom again because they destroyed my business too. I know I'm going to be fine. That much I know. I don't know the details of how it's going to work out, but I know it's going to work out. And that's the kind of confidence that I could walk with when I'm working with God, you see. So that's why it's important for us to tap in and just take it one step at a time and follow the road that God is paving for us, because God sees and God knows, God hears everything that we don't. So we need to accept that guidance, you know. It's like we're CIA agents and we got that little thing in our ears with God telling us what to do. Trust that your inner voice will always guide you correctly, you know. That's what I'm doing. So I was right to stand my ground with these fools and not pay them any money. Since they destroyed my business, I decided I'm not paying them any rent. I decided I'm not paying them any council tax either, because they are the ones, it's the government behind the government that's sabotaging me. So they're all one as far as I'm concerned. Okay, that's why the world's so fucked up. It's because all those who are in civil servant positions where they're supposed to be serving the community, and that they're not serving the community, they are serving these big corporations and these rich people and whatnot. That's why the little people can't have no peace. We can't have no justice. It's because the system is not built to take care of us. So when the Hillingdon Council come to my house, I know that they're coming representing the same oligarchy, the same bullies, the same rich men, the same rich white supremacist secret society men that are trying to ruin my life because I refuse to join their stinking, dirty, weak ass club. I am not one of them. So they decide, okay, since you don't want to be one of us, we make your life a living hell. And I'm like, okay. And so they did. And so here I am in hell. And I don't give a fuck. And as a matter of fact, they couldn't even handle me. They want to kick me out. So that means that I'm winning. Because this place is designed for them to be able to manipulate my life to the utmost degree. This building is full of their secret agents. They created this town, I feel, exactly for that, so that they can manipulate people like me who they want to join their business. So they break down your family, they destroy your boyfriend, your relationship with boyfriends or girlfriends, they destroy any friendships that you have, they take away everything, they mess with your banking system, your bank accounts and stuff, they deny you your own money, they mess with your house, you know, everything. That's how they roll. And most people would then give in because they can't handle it. That didn't happen with me. There's no giving in here. You have to be willing to suffer and know that you're going to be okay. If you're not willing to suffer, you will lose every time. Because with all the things that they've done to me, I could have given in so many times because I had good reason to. But I had better reasons to not give in. God is greater. This house is not their house. This is God's house. The earth is not their earth. It is God's earth. Their bodies are not their bodies. It's God's body. You understand what I'm saying? That's the kind of logic that I live by. Their breath is not their breath. It is God's breath. So how are they going to come and offer me things that God can't give me? I have a better deal working with God, man. Get out of here. Wicked set of people. And all they do is try to get us to hurt each other. When they are the ones that's causing problems for all of us. We're out here fighting each other. Instead of joining up together and get rid of them. So that we can all be free. And if we're going to do a great job, let's do a great job. If we're going to do a shitty job, then let's do a shitty job and let's find our way to making life as great as it can be. We definitely don't need the corruption of them. Kidnapping children and raping children and drinking blood and doing human sacrifices and come on. That's what you want to give me? To replace what God is doing for me? I don't live with a guilty conscience. My conscience is clear. Okay? I don't have to take no tellings from nobody. I can choose whoever I want to be with. I can choose how to spend my money, when to spend my money, how much money to make. I can do all these things for myself. I'm not missing anything, so therefore I don't need to join your stinking club. Nonsense. My God owns your club. Hence, I am exalted above your club. Why the hell would I want to demote myself to join your fucking club and be under your rule? Are you dumb? Or you think I'm dumb? Which one? Nonsense. Insulting my intelligence. Sometimes you gotta slip the theatrics in there, you know. Foolish set of people. I'm a builder. I'm not a destroyer. Ain't nobody fucking with my click, 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 click. They be trying though. Have fun. 2 more times, my people. Woohoo! We've got, oh, heavenly helpers. Hello. So we have your spirit team is guiding you through this difficult situation. Exactly. So there's absolutely no need to make peace with fuckeries. Act like you got the power. You are. Do you know what a miracle is? That's how blessed we are. Shit don't even mix. The type of good stuff that be happening to us at the most random times, it don't even make no sense to the human mind, okay? That's why it's called a miracle. So a miracle means you don't know how things are gonna work out, but you just know that things are gonna work out because God is willing to bend and break any rule just so that its earthly helpers get the help that they need from the heavenly help. You see the mathematics? Rewind and listen again. Woohoo! Okay. 1 and 2. And 3. And 4. And 5. And that's it. Okay, so at the bottom of the deck we have awakening. You know how long God's been trying to awaken you people? You 144,000 incredible people who don't even recognize that you are the shiznit. Okay, you are the bee's knees. You don't even know how powerful you are. This is the second reading I'm doing now that God is trying to make you awaken to who you are and how powerful you are and how favored you are. This is the second time. So, the first card we have to come out is education. It says education is an important part of your soul's development at this time. Then we have parting ways. Oh, 2 cards. Parting ways with the inner child. Okay, so parting ways says it may be time to move on from this personal situation. And then the inner child card says you are currently healing old emotional wounds. So this is talking about your healing. So in order for us to heal the universe and our communities, okay, so it starts with us healing our family, healing our community, healing our nation, healing the world, okay? So in order for us to start this healing process, it begins with us healing ourselves first. So it's time to part ways with those old emotional wounds. So all of the trauma that was inflicted upon you in your youth when you were a student, okay? So you think that life was just being cruel when you were actually being trained. God says it's time to let that go. So this is the part of the journey that you're at right now, where you're letting go the regrets, the anger, the disappointment, and stuff like that of your training, okay? So that's what you need to learn. You need to learn how to let go of that now because it's sabotaging yourself. So by holding on to the fact that you were abused as a child, by holding on to the fact that you were probably sexually molested when you were younger, holding on to the fact that people stole from you, holding on to the fact that somebody made you get fired from your job, holding on to the fact that people were lying to your parents about you and made your relationship with your parents be a horrible one, holding on to the fact that Maybe you were poor growing up, holding on to the fact that maybe you were homeless at some point, holding on to the fact, whatever it was that happened in your past that hurt you. By holding on to that hurt, you're sabotaging yourself. It's time for you to heal. You cannot be a healer to anyone if you're still hurting from your traumas. Okay? It says, you may be creating pain for yourself by standing in your own way. Okay? So it's time to part ways with those old wounds. Anything that happened in your past. Okay? So it's about learning how to do that. So you're still finishing your last year of being a student. Okay? So once you learn how to heal from your trauma, then you can go on to teaching others to heal from their trauma. Okay? And the reason why I could come here and talk to you is because I have healed from my trauma. So my trauma was, my mother was part of this secret society. Or is. Either was or is. I don't even know if she still is. But she definitely was a part of this secret society that was trying to break me down so that I could join their stinking club. That shit hurt. My stepmom was sexually abusing me. That shit hurt. My dad, who I held in such high esteem, turned out to be a crook just like my mom. They were all part of this secret society. He's dead now. Suicide. Attempted twice. Succeeded the second time. All that shit hurt me. I was sexually molested as a child. Okay. What else? Had boyfriends that were very abusive. Emotionally abusive. Okay. I had people threaten my life. I had people threaten to rape me, kidnap and rape me. Okay. I've been given an injection where they tried to commit me to a psych ward. They tried to make me a psychiatric patient. Okay. And the list goes on and on. I had to heal from all of that. And I did it. And that's why now I can help you guys to heal. We go through shit. But you know, when they gave me that injection at the psych ward, it only opened my eyes to how the shit actually works. So I had to be in the belly of the beast to understand it. Now I can come out and teach people what I learned. So what I learned from that experience is the injection that they give to people when they say you're crazy. That's the thing that make you look crazy. Because what happened was this. When they injected me, it took about 3 days for me to feel really lethargic. And it's like my eyes were open, but I was in a kind of sleep kind of state. Okay? I couldn't cook for myself. I couldn't even get up. Like standing up and stuff like that, I was just kind of zombified. Okay? But it took like 3 days to work in. Okay. Now, it starts coming out your system after the first week. You can smell it when you pee. You can smell it when you sweat and stuff like that. So I smelled the chemical. So the second week, that happens. By the third week, I swear, they said I was drooling and I didn't even know I was drooling. So this thing relaxes your muscles so much that it's like you don't really have proper control over your muscles. So it make you look like there's something wrong with you, when there was nothing wrong with my brain. My brain was still fully functional. It's just my body wouldn't cooperate with what my brain was doing. Now here's the kicker. You see the fourth week, when that shit is in your system, the fourth week, it gives you a lot of energy. So now you feel like you want to exercise, you want to move around, and people around you don't understand what's happening. So now they'll think, okay, it's time to give you your next shot, because the shot now calms you right back down, so the cycle starts over. But really and truly, it's the thing that's coming out your system that's giving you that burst of energy. So now with you being jittery and stuff like that, your loved ones around you might think, oh, he or she is having an episode again. It's time for us to give them their next shot. And that's how they trap you. My mother tried to get me to get this next shot, and I was like, there's nothing fucking wrong with me. She tried to get me to go on that benefits to say that there's something wrong with me. I was like, there's nothing wrong with me. I want to work. I want to live. I'm going to work for myself too. I'm not going to be on no damn benefits. Trying to make me into a loser, into a dependent. Less than I'm designed and destined to be. I wasn't having it. So I didn't go back to get no more of these shots. And when it came out my system, I was back to myself again. I was underweight grossly because I couldn't cook for myself. And that time I was a vegetarian, so nobody was cooking for me. So I was very, very skinny. Okay, I wasn't being cared for. I even started eating meat again at that time because I'm living in a meat house. So I started eating chicken at that time. Okay, so that's why I learned about the injections that they give you. So when you see your loved one start acting fidgety and wanting to do exercise and stuff like that, that's the 4th week of this thing in their body, and it's actually coming out. After that week is over, they'll return to normal. So if you refuse to give them this injection, you will see that they return to their normal self. And can I say, if your people tell you that they're hearing voices, they are fucking hearing voices. You need to understand that we live in a magical world. People be doing juju and all type of thing. We are telepathically connected. If your people are hearing voices, they're hearing voices. If they say that they're seeing things, they are seeing things. Somebody's fucking with them. It's not that your people are crazy. Understand the society that we live in. We are not simple creatures. We need to stop seeing life from a simple perspective. We are very intelligent beings with powers. And a lot of people use their powers for wrong. For stupid reasons. So before you're so quick to take your people to fucking psychiatric wards and to see therapists and all that shit, you need to get to understand what your loved one is going through. Get them to tell you the truth. And don't be so quick to not believe them. Just because you've never experienced it. That's a big part of our problem. And if somebody's messing with them, then the next question is, why are they targeting this person? It must be because they have something or know something. Maybe somebody's just jealous of them. Before you quick to commit your loved ones to friggin' psychiatric wards and going to therapy and all that dumb shit, try love instead. Try understanding instead. Try communication instead. Thank you. Now, so it's time to let go of all the things that hurt you from your past, because if you hold on to them, it's only going to make you sabotage yourself. Then we have nourishment coming out. It says you are being asked to take time out for self-care. Obviously. And lastly, we have creative projects. It's time to get things done. Make your creative projects a priority right now. So that's us getting on our grizzy. Being what we've been created to be. Being what we've been getting trained to be all our lives. So the first thing we need to do is heal. Let go of the hurt. Okay? So that we don't sabotage ourselves and our efforts. And then take time out to build yourself again. And then get to work. So this is showing me the kind of time frame that we're working with. So it's going to be a while still before we really swing into action. I don't know, maybe like a year and a half or something like that. So just take a note of how your life is now and how you feel right now, and see how much different your life will be in about a year's time. By next summer, you're supposed to see a vast difference in your mood, in your outlook on life. You're supposed to be almost ready to start to put the effort into doing what you were created to do, so that you can start to make the positive changes that we need in our societies. Okay? So right now you're in a healing process. It's cool. Take your time and heal. Because once you do that, then you can become a fantastic you. Okay, you're on your way to becoming your best self. And the underlying issue is because you're awakening to this journey. And God says it's time to lighten up. Okay, don't be too hard on yourselves. Don't be too hard on each other. You see the comical in your situation. Okay, make light of it. And definitely take the lessons. because that's what's going to help you later on to help others. Once you've learned your lessons from these experiences, you can then teach what you learned to the others. Okay, so don't be afraid of your trauma, don't be afraid of your drama, don't be afraid of your experiences. Don't try to block them out of your mind unless you absolutely need to, because sometimes we do that to help ourselves medicate. But when you're ready to address the situation, then definitely open up and deal with it again. Okay, so we have self-love. So time to lighten up and give yourself some self-love, definitely. Okay, so that's the underlying issue. So God is helping you to awaken to the journey that's ahead of you, and it's time to lighten up. Give yourself some self-love. So it's time to be kind to yourself. It's time to know your worth. Okay, it's time to call in energy protection to shield, clear, and strengthen your aura, so that you can become the entrepreneur that you're about to be. See? So we are here. This is our work. A lot of money is there to be made from our traumas. Okay? Because these decks that I made, the reason why my deck arsenal is so strong is because I've been traumatized and hurt. So I just make decks based on what I need to know. So the information comes out crystal clear. So this secret society, all the efforts that they were all the efforts that they were putting in to destroy me, they only built me stronger, because I used every bit of my strength to strengthen myself. So yeah, they've helped to make me great. I'm sure that's not what they intended to do, but that's what I use the energies and the attacks to do. Make myself smarter. So yeah, you're meant to be an entrepreneur simply because now you can see from the other person's perspective. So you're the right person for the job. So however your life is right now, just know that within a year's time, a year and a half's time, you're about to live a very different, better life. Okay? So we got universal flow. It's time for you to slow down, breathe, and take time to smell the roses. And that's what we're going to be doing. And this is a wake-up call. You're here to be a spiritual teacher. Okay? It's time for that tough love. So first you have to start by giving yourself that tough love by telling yourself, yo, let that shit go. It's time to snap out of this. It's time to rise. Time to get up. Okay? It's time to control my emotions, not let my emotions control me. And then you'll be able to give tough love to the people that you're meant to help. You see? Become your authentic self. So, I hope that this here reading helped you to understand more of who you are and where you're going, what stage of your development you're at right now. I wish you the best going forward. And I enjoy living in the beautiful world that you're about to assist us in manifesting. Okay? Give us more reasons to smile rather than wanting to commit suicide and feeling like life is worthless and what kind of dumb shit is this. Listen, we are the ones to fix it. The problem comes in when we don't realize that we are the ones to fix it, because we're going to be waiting for somebody else to do it, and it's never going to happen. So it's time for us to swing into high gear and make life great again. Until next time, my loves, take care.